Highway 246 north of Carrizozo. We're about 30 miles from Carrizozo right now. Or excuse me, wrong, Capitan. I'm Capitan, New Mexico. Yeah, Highway 246 north of Capitan, New Mexico. And I'm headed, there's a little town up here. You know, this is like part 2 of 5,000 driving videos. But it's a pretty drive for those of you that are interested in scenic, peaceful drives without traffic. And that's what I'm into. Let's see here, we got something here. It says Roswell to the right, 53, but Boy Scout Mountain is to the right. And it's 53 miles from where we are here to Roswell. And then Boy Scout Mountain is to the right. It kind of looks like you would turn to the right to go to Roswell. That's very misleading. But anyway, we're kind of in Billy the Kid country here. And he's long deceased, died of lead poisoning. Very fatal, by the way. No cure for that either. But we're coming upon, according to my plan, which is they're always perfect, it showed that it was 33 miles to Pine Spring, and I want y'all to see it the same time I do because I've never been there. Have you ever been to Pine Spring, New Mexico? Huh? Well, I doubt that many people have. All right, I would doubt. I doubt that there's anybody in the audience that has been to Pine Spring, New Mexico. There's a house off to the left, a big, sprawling ranch house. And if you live there, you would forget what humanity was. Now, what's amazing, though, there's probably somebody in that house sitting in a recliner watching TV on a 75-inch screen, watching Fox News or CNBC. You know what I mean? Somehow that just doesn't fit out here. But we're okay, guys. We're fine. I'm okay. You're okay, right? And believe it or not, I've got a Verizon signal on my phone. And we are 53 miles from Roswell and about 31 miles from Capitan. Nothing. Miles and miles of nothing but big old ranches. Why do I enjoy doing things like this? Man, I'm telling you, it passes the time, but it's a pleasant way to do it, you know? Because when I'm not doing the video like I am now, I mean, I just let my mind wander way over yonder, you know? You know, like anything I want to do, go see, do. You know, it's better than sitting in the RV or sitting, you know, outside reading a book, even though I enjoy that occasionally. You know, it gets me out, you know. I mean, and I do this every day. It may not be for this length of time because this will be a 2-hour trip. But the reason is it's only 33 miles, all right? But I'm driving 36 miles an hour. You know, the fact that I can get away with that because there's no traffic makes this very enjoyable, because when you're driving 36 miles an hour, you do get to see some of the scenery around you. And when there's no traffic, you know, you can just chill, you know. Particularly when you're in a car that costs you 3 cents a mile to drive. My all-electric Chevy Bolt that's what it is, 3 cents a mile. Well, I go 60 miles, round trip costs me $1.80. If I did that every day, it's about $55. And you know what? I found out today, I've got a trading account with Fidelity, even though I've had some issues with them. They do pretty good on some things. They pay 4.73% interest on any cash balance you have. And there's no strings. There's no term, no minimum balance. And, you know, you can transfer your cash to your checking account overnight, one day, boom, and back, boom. You know what I mean? No charge, no fees, no nothing. Is that good? Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, I pick up enough in interest to pay for my driving trips and change, and my soda water, Diet Dr. Pepper. So guys, we should be coming up on Pine Springs sometime here in the next century, unless there is no sign. You know, I'm going to let this. Let's see where we'll go about 6 more miles and see what we find. If we don't find Pine Spring, I guess it ain't here. They moved it. My son was telling me about an event they have in Alaska. I'm not sure where, on July the 4th. Each year, apparently it's an annual event where they push cars off mountains. I mean, I guess when you live out there in that frozen tundra for so long, your mind gets warped, you know what I mean? So anyway, they have an event on July the 4th where they push cars off of mountains or whatever. I guess, you know, different strokes for different folks. But he wants to go out and see that. I told him, why didn't he drive? He says, about 4,000 miles. Shit, drive 1,000 miles a day, you'd be there in 4 days. Have y'all seen much activity in this video other than brush and juniper? They're not, man, ain't nothing. I'm telling you. And you know, when I lived on a Terlingua ranch, I know I've mentioned this before. You know, being alone is not bad. You know, when you got people around occasionally, you kind of feel imbalanced. But if you want to feel lonely, now some people may not be affected by it, but you get out in an area like this where you got no power, no running water, no nothing, and nothing around, and that, you know, the sound is silent, so it's wonderful for a while, you know, and you know, to hear a human voice all of a sudden becomes an exciting event. Yeah, you know, the illusion is you're out there in peace and harmony, and the birds are lighting on your shoulders, you know, and the animals are coming up to be hand fed. You know, oh yeah, right. The reality is you're being eat up by biting flies. There's a snake fixing to bite you, and you know, it's hot. Wind's blowing 50 miles an hour. And then when that goes away, a thunderstorm comes up, the hail, as big as golf balls or softballs, tears your equipment up. That's the reality. Well, guys, I don't know where they moved Pine Spring, but that says mile 37 on that little sign there, and Pine Spring was supposed to be at mile 33. So, how rude. I mean, they have moved it. I don't believe it. Again? Well, they can put it back because I'm going to turn around up here a little bit. I mean, there ain't nothing here, man. I mean, if there's a place out here called Pine Spring, I ain't seen it. And you know what's crazy though? You see this little curve up here? I'm thinking, well, it's probably just right around this curve. And then I'll go down that, and then I'll be, well, it's probably around that next curve or over that next hill. Next thing you know, I come into Roswell. You know what I mean? Oh, but I do enjoy doing this, guys. I don't know why. There's nothing out there, but I mean, nothing with a capital N. Well, I say nothing in the sense that there's no buildings, no traffic, you know, no towns. You know, these are just big ranches, and they don't run a lot of cattle on them because they don't have a lot of grass. And besides that, cattle can be an expensive hobby. That shows mile number 38. If Pine Spring is 33 miles, Capitan, then somehow, ladies and gentlemen, we missed it. It must have been a real thriving metropolis. See what I mean about the curves here? What do you think? You think the same thing I am? Well, hell, Rusty, going down, it's probably right around this corner here. We'll go around 100 corners. Ain't gonna be crap. I don't know if I got the camera straight or what. I guess. Is it even on? I hope so, because I've done a lot of talking. And it's all been important, too. Well, I'm driving 37 miles an hour. Now we've been about 37 miles, so I've been out here about an hour. Yes, we see this curve here? Now see, I'm thinking, well, it's right around this curve. If we just zoom around here and there'll be at least a sign. But here comes a car behind me and they're not gonna like me going 37 miles. Well, they're not even gonna worry about it, they're just gonna pass. And you can tell people that live out here. They know there's no traffic, so they're going for it. They didn't even slow down. I mean, double stripe curve, no big deal. There's nobody out here. The odds of having an accident are 1 in a million. I hear you, but that happens. Well, I tell you what, here's the plan now, guys. There's a little hill up here. And we're gonna go over that hill. And then the first place I see to turn around, we're gonna do it. Why? Because I feel like I've been had. That old Pine Spring out here. That's the old Pine Spring trick. You ever been to Pine Spring? Yeah, well, just keep going down that road. That's right over that next hill. Sure it is. Oh, yeah, see that hill up there where that car's going? You can't see it, I can. Yeah, that's the old Pine Spring trick there, right there. Yeah, yeah. There's Albert Ranch, and they got to know where it is. And they got power too. See, there's a few power lines out here. But those power lines weren't done by the individuals. That was done back when they had the electrification of the U.S. I think. Which let's see, Lyndon Baines Johnson got that going to all these rural areas. There's a hawk on that telephone post. Huge. Well, here we're going over the final hill, guys. We're going to make a turn after this because we're at mile 40. And it said Pine Spring 33. That's the old Pine Spring trick. Yeah, and see how it curves? See, it's got good bait here. It just almost forces you to take a look. You know what I mean? See, that's a perfect place to turn around right there, but I passed it. Why? Because I'm thinking, well, right down here is Pine Spring. God dang. Right around that next curve. There it is, boy. Come on, Rusty. How long has this thing been going? See, I was planning on it going about 5 or 10 minutes, and we'd do the Pine Spring thing, and I'd end it. Little did I know, it's the old Pine Spring trick. See what I mean? How perfect is this? You know what I mean? You got a curve here, and then a little hill. It just begs you to go over the next hill. Oh, this is good, boy. This is perfectly laid out for a trap, you know what I mean? Am I going to turn around? Yes. I'm going to turn around right here. Why? Because there ain't no Pine Spring down here. This is Serrano Road. So I'll remember that, and I'm going to go back and look at my Texas map. You don't see an eagle? I'll show you an eagle in flight. See it right there? How about that? I don't want to know about that. Well, folks, that's the old says no hunting, no trespassing, no nothing. Well, look at the beautiful cloud. Let's go back this way. Isn't that pretty? You get to see some thunderheads. That's what I like about being out here in the boonies. Isn't that beautiful? See that right there? Those are thunderheads. You see at the top, see how they got a little cap on the top of them? They call that anviling out. You know what I mean? That means it's dumping its load and they're anviling out. You know, if you were a pilot, you'd know about all that stuff. I learned it when I was taking flying lessons because I was visual flight reference, VFR, and you had to be able to identify those clouds like that so you'd be damn sure and go around them because you sure as hell didn't want to fly through them. Turn your little plane upside down with you in it. That ain't no fun. No. But yeah, this is fun. And I love these beautiful clouds like this. You know? But first of all, because you don't see that many clouds out here, normally it's so blue and clear that it hurts your eyes almost. But we're going to smoke it on up to 40 going back and show off a little bit because I'm out of candy or dark chocolate almonds. Got a little Dr. Pepper left and some green tea to make me back. 10:48 a.m. I want to be back about 11 and a half because I'll fix me something to eat. What am I going to have for lunch? Well, I'll tell you straight out. I'm going to make me a taco salad or taco something. I got me some. It's not the regular. What kind of lettuce did I get? Anyway, I got a special kind of lettuce. Anyway, I didn't get iceberg lettuce. It's something else. And then I got me a tomato and just a little bit of onion and what else? Well, of course, mayonnaise. I also put some of that. What do they call it? Honey mustard. But just a little bit of that in there and mix it all up with a little chicken. Cut up some baked chicken meat, put it in there, mix it all up, and then eat it with chips. You know, those like tortilla chips. I don't make tacos. I used to make tacos where you put it inside the taco shells and all that crap. That's too messy. Hell, you first bite and the whole taco shell falls completely apart. You're just holding a handful of chips. So why not just eat it with chips and let it be done? And that is the truth. Temperature shows to be 80 out there now. Of course, the reason is we came down about 2,000 feet in elevation to get where we are right now. And now we got to go back up 2,000 feet to get back to Capitan, New Mexico on Highway 246, which we are on. But as you can see and have seen from 2 videos now, Highway 246 is a beautiful drive without traffic. Very peaceful. You can stop anywhere and have you a little picnic if you chose to. And there's one shade tree right here on the right, the only one. Yeah, it's where all the snakes are. Juniper, 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 da 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 da. Pretty song. Lilacs in her hair. La da da. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Those clouds right on top of the mountains there. I just love scenes like that. I mean, to me, that's like a postcard, you know. Or it's a funny thing about you see these beautiful scenes like this, or at least for me they are, and you can't remember that. I mean, you could take 1,000 pictures of that, and then you'd forget to go back and look at them. I mean, or when you look at them, you'd say, well, what the hell was that? But when you're seeing it live and in color like we are right now, it's really beautiful, isn't it? Wake up. Fall in. I'm just playing, guys. You got to know that I'm playing with life. Y'all make fun of my girl for my picture and all my stuff. But let me say this, I'm just doing me. I don't take it personally, okay? I mean, when I joke around like I do sometimes, it's just me. It's just me being me. I'm not being rude or, whatever, and some people take it that way. And I'm so sorry when they do. It hurts me to that they do, because I'm a pretty thin-skinned person in a lot of ways. I mean, one word, can turn me off forever, I'm telling you. That's just the way it is. Because, it's like, I don't know what it is. Shut up, Rusty. Think about the good times to come and the beauty all around you. And look at it. Isn't it wonderful? I'm surrounded by beauty. Oh, no, Mr. Bill. Yeah, like that girl in the picture. That's just beautiful to me. I mean, it's just beauty. You know what I mean? And it was a free download on Google. I just did a search for pretty girl, pretty women, or pretty woman, or something like that, and it popped up on this deal where they had all these pictures. I could have picked any of 1,000, But yeah, I picked that one. Why? Because I thought she was really cute. Yep, keep you alive, I guarantee you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, should I let this go or end it? Well, we'll let it go a couple of more minutes so y'all can enjoy those beautiful clouds on the mountain. Let me zoom it just a touch and see if that does anything. Is that better or more worstest? Let's do this. What about that? Now you can see the clouds. We'll let that go for a couple of minutes. You can see the clouds and the mountains and enjoy them while I have a swaller of my Diet Dr. Pepper and think of the good times to come. Yeah, not this Friday, but the following Friday around lunchtime, they're supposed to come install my RV cover on my lot in Capitan, New Mexico. Kind of excited about that. Time passes, doesn't it? And then a year from now, it'll just be old hat. But having said that, guys, enjoy your life as best you can. Right? Let me put that back here. There you go. How's that better? Yeah, that's much better actually. So, guys, from Capitan, not even near Capitan, about 35 miles away, thanks to Pine Spring Tree. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Doesn't cost you a penny. Just click on the link, go to Amazon, buy whatever you want. Drink plenty of water. Good for you. Yep, very good. Well, drinking plenty of water is really good. 3 or 4 quarts a day are not going to hurt you. Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deep. Hold it for a few seconds, then breathe out slowly. Why? What does that do? That relieves stress. It does. If you don't believe me, check it out. And relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure. Is that good for you? Yes. Do it several times a day. Why? Just told you. What else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. God, if that ain't true, man. It's your mind. Fill it with good ingredients, or try. You'll never regret it. Adios from Pine Springs, New Mexico. Bye-bye.